Welcome to another Theme Mountain video tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to set up the footer once you've installed your theme. Now there are two ways to do this. One, you can use the more traditional way, which is to use widgets, or we can use the footer templates that comes with the theme, or build our own. Now, I've created a very simple homepage here, nothing fancy. But this is what the footer looks like when you first install the theme. So what I'm going to show you now is how you can set the different columns and how you add widgets to it. So the first thing you want to do when you build your footer is to determine how many columns you want. And we can set this in the customizer. So I'm going to show you that. So once in the customizer, we go to footer settings, footer columns. Now here we have a bunch of different options. One, we can choose to use the widget space, which we're going to do now. We can also switch it to using the TM footer, which is the custom post type where we can access the footer templates, or we can hide it all together should we want to. I'm going to leave it to use widget space for now. Then we can determine the number of columns that we want to use. Now it defaults to 3, so I'm going to leave it at that in this example. And then we can set the alignment of the different columns. Again, I'm going to leave it to left, but you can select left, center, or right. So I'm going to go out of here and we're going to go to Appearance, Widgets, and add the widgets that we want. So as you can see here, this is what your footer widgets look like when you first install the theme. You can also see that we have 5 footer spaces here, or 5 widget spaces, but since we set it to 3 columns, only the first 3 will show. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here, I'm going to just expand these. I'm going to pull recent posts to the second column. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. There we go. And I'm going to add a text widget here. There we go. Again, I'm not adding a lot of information. I'm just illustrating how it's set up. And then let's see here. In the third footer widget, I'm going to add the MailChimp sign-up form. I'm going to give it a title here. Now, as you can see here, you'll need to add a API key and a list ID, which you can generate over at MailChimp, and you just plug it in here to make it work. Again, I'm just going to show you how to insert it, so I won't do that in this example. There we go, so I'm pretty happy with my 3 columns here, so let's see what this looks like. And there we go, we've created our footer using footer widgets here. So we have the little text, we have the recent posts, obviously there's none yet because I haven't created any, and we have the sign-up form here. And so that's how you create the footer using widgets. Now I'm going to show you how to create a custom footer using the custom post type TM footer. So we can go back here to our dashboard and we can go to TM footer here. Now I have a footer example set up already, but I'm going to go ahead and create a new one from scratch so you can see how it's done. So I'm going to call this custom footer. There we go. Just go ahead and publish that. And I'm going to click the backend editor here and the template button. And as you can see, we have 5 custom footers that come with the theme, but you can of course create your own using any of the shortcodes that come with the theme as well. So just as an example, I'm going to go ahead and select this one, footer single column. Now as we can see here, this is very familiar. This is the Visual Composer layout, so we can add any more shortcodes should we want to. But for the time being, I'm just going to leave it as is. So we created the footer here. I'm going to go ahead and update that. And then what I'm going to do is go back to my home page. Of course, I'm going to go ahead and reload here. And then I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to the custom options for my page. I'm going to click the footer tab here, and then I'm going to switch the footer type to use TM footer. Now when I do this, I get an option here to select the footer that I want to show for this page. And what this means is that you can create a variety of different footers for different pages. So if you're doing a landing page and you need a specific footer, you could create it. So I'm going to choose my custom footer. And then we have a few color options here. We can set the background color, the footer text color, and so on. Again, I'm just going to leave the defaults. So I'm going to go ahead and update this, and we can see what it looks like. And there we go. I have my custom footer with a bit of text and a few social networking icons. I suggest you try this out. I also suggest that you try building some of your own footers using the shortcodes because the possibilities are endless. And that's all for this tutorial.